To match the camera to this image, first we want to see how big is that image. So it's 1200 by 964. So in Blender, we go to rendering and our document 1000 by 968, 64, 964. Okay, so now when we make a camera, Shift A camera, and I scale this one down, and then Shift A, add an empty. The empty I change its size. Camera, Shift, click empty, Control T, or not. Let's see, what's the tracking now? Command track. Oh, maybe that changed it. Okay. And then we click the camera and background image. And here we want to use this image. So we look through it. There it is. So all we need to do now is try to adjust it so that it matches. First, let's have the image actually in front. And it's really difficult to do this on a split screen. Sorry, on a single screen. So I will go into a split screen. Until there, bring the camera in, and this goes down. You know, I'm trying to match up where actually the where the brush is in my scene and my rendering. There and there. Okay, so the brush is actually much bigger in the image, which means the camera has to get closer. There, look at that. Let's adjust my empty again. Okay, and then let's see what can we do with this. Maybe move this out a little bit more. And when we change, so GZZ, that actually moves the camera up and down. You see how I'm actually matching the angle of the sync there. G and X, I selected both, go over there. It looks to me that actually the sync and the backsplash and the backdrop are also somewhere else. Or not, or maybe my design is actually not that correct. Okay, so there's a pretty strong perspective distortion. If I select my camera, go to lens, what happens when we set this to a 36? And then we move this one in. Then hold on, I need to get this call. Okay, let's get this ship sailed. Let's see how this looks without this turned on. Now the sync could be a little bit deeper, so I will select the face, sync it down a tick more. My camera mapping is not 100% like in the photo. Where is the background image? I'm so blind. Oh, yes, I am. Yeah, that's why the backdrop is really deep. So if I select the backdrop here and move it to there, there we get something. So maybe let's do it this way and then push this one up. And here I select this one and push it below. With Control, I snap it to that corner. And then these two, I select these two faces, then edit mode, move this one out. Okay, very good. I would say at this point we have recreated a scene that's pretty close. So we use an actual photo to stage this area and replicate it. The camera angle is too high, this is too low. Where we have it is pretty good, maybe a little bit more from the front, but then we see this, which is not good. So I mean the empty space too much from the side is dumb. Maybe a little bit from this view so I can see actually what's happening there, that it touches it. Very good. Talking about touching, I have to make sure that they really do. They do not, which means I also have to create a new collection. Call this one Kitchen. And here I will select my camera, my empty, my sink, all the stuff. Right click and say move to collection kitchen. Very good. Hide this for a second. Turn this on. I select all this. There. And now G and Y, G and X. Oh, local, global. This is, yeah, G and X. G and X, move this one over. Where it intersects. Yeah, very good. Okay. That piece is done. Now let's take a look at the materials. That's kind of like a plastic type of material. That's a brushed metal. We will simplify each one. Throughout the semester, we will get to materials that are more and more realistic. So this sink, we make a metal, let's say steel, spelled correctly, and go to specular, 0, metallic up, and well, we leave this where it is right now. Then the countertop, which is a plastic, so this is okay. Let's make it maybe this color and countertop, and we do the same for here, maybe just a tick deeper. Splash. There. Okay, and that should be metal. Very nice. Let's add actually a light for the moment. Area light. What engine am I in? Cycles, that's good. So strength 1. Let's move this one up. 20 centimeters for the size. Save, never forget. Then I press Control B. Yeah, Control B actually draws a selection of the camera that only then and that area will be rendered. And why is that trim part being rendered? Okay, side trim. Tip cut, side trim. Is one object there hidden? Hold on one second. Okay, I'll do this for the moment. There, render, does this do it? Okay, side trim. Okay, hand off. Just forget what I'm doing there right now. Where's my body? There, I will, for the moment, okay, shit. Body. Which? So that thing is actually correct. Why is... Oh, you clicked the wrong object. No, wait. Trim site. There. Oh yeah, the eye means it's visible in the viewport. Wah, wah, wah. Well, that was embarrassing. Okay, so we will set this to 0 and set this to 0. Brush body, remove this for the moment. What do we have here? You see how there's something odd with the rendering? So we set this to 3. That actually should fix everything. Or not. Also here, this box. Alt H. Okay, guys, sorry for the stuff that's going on here. I should have organized that better. There we are. So why is this actually now having these issues that worked before? So this is imbarrazione. Go to there. So this brush tip cut. Oh, I had this one turned on. That's why this actually popped up. Body. And here's my tip. And now I found out all the details. There we are. Very good. So sorry for the hiccup. This is a Boolean modifier that actually cuts the sides, so I needed to turn this one off so it doesn't work. But now there you see we have the detail of these two parts with the rubber part, and the other elements I needed to turn off the visibility, and also obviously for rendering the camera later. So this should be turned off. So you see, also I sometimes get confused. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad already. So let's go ahead with the materials. Here, this is metal. Let's take a look. How does this one look? It has a little bit of a yellowish shine to it. So I go to materials, base color, HSV, go to there, and obviously this is way too much. So now I can set the saturation down. So it looks maybe a little bit like a colored metal. The reflection maybe is too rough. 7.5, but 0.1. Yeah. Maybe 0.25. That's not too bad. See, that's what I meant. Don't do something based on photos. Just use find references. What about our plastic surface? 0.2, 0. We can set this to 1 if we want. And how did they solve this? Okay. You can see there's a light coming in. So the backsplash is actually not as, doesn't cover the whole area. For these types of photos, you just trick around a lot. So maybe like this. And let's try to use some of the same techniques they used. So this I move back a little bit till there. Okay. Then my top light here I will use Shift D, move over in top view. Then I rotate it there, and then I go to here. There. I move this one down. And you see there, I get a nice shine on the piece there. Okay, what else can we learn from this? So there's a light, there's a light, there's a light. So we also have a light coming from here into the scene. We make this 1.4, so it's a little bit bigger. Go up. With the yellow dot, if I drag it, I can actually look at an object. So it rotates it. Pretty nice. What happens if this we set to 0? Oh, not too bad. So there's probably nothing really one coming from the top. This is maybe too small, 0.4. Yeah, maybe 5. What about 10? See, there's something happening there. Maybe we will make this a little bit taller. And I get this closer to the edge there. There. 5. Okay. And here, this one, we make 5. So it blows in a little bit more light. I have my design here being black, so I'll make this a wider color. And they also have a little backsplash coloring there. Doing good rendering always takes a little bit of work. So I try to make this one nice and quick to just introduce you to the basic steps. Throughout the rest of the semester, we will refine stuff. But as you see, this is really like photo design, or when you work in the studio, and we just blow some light onto the back. Here we have it. Say 0 and 10. Yeah, that's not too bad. This is a gun. Okay, show this one. I pressed Alt H again. That shows everything. So here my trim has to go. This has to go. And I think actually when this was kind of darker as a color, that looked better. So I will maybe make this a dark gray again. Okay, not too bad. One last check. And there seems to be light coming from the top down too. You see how these bristles are eliminated. That's kind of like in a shade. I deleted that one light, so I shouldn't have done that. So maybe I do it this way and plow in some light maybe this. Does that work? Yeah, there. Oh, that looks beautiful. That's the light that was missing. So that yellow thing I drag onto the bristles. Very good. Then as a quick rundown again, let's go back to render. Sampling, we can set this to 250. Worse color management. We set this to very basic, very high contrast. Basic. Okay, I can still play with the curves. Darken, brighten this a tick. Okay. Yeah. Very gentle. Gentle. It's like your girlfriend or boyfriend. Boyfriends can also be gentle. And where was the denoise? Denoise. There, denoise. Very good. Let's do a 50% scale rendering. So I set this to 50%. This I set to solid, save, and let's not render animation, render image. Because I'm really curious what the denoise does to the graininess of the steel. It looks like I have to adjust also my handle. It looks kind of terrible. It's not smooth enough. Oh yeah. Ooh, that looks pretty pimp. Okay. So go to here. That is interesting. I don't know why this does not actually. This is 333. Select this one, 333. Optimal display. Yeah, this actually should be it. I might have to look into why the display was not that good. Last thing to maybe test, we'll go to our shader editor. I would like to have some bump mapping for the plastic. So Shift A, texture, noise. Where is it? Noise. Then Shift A, bump. The normal goes into there. Factor goes into height, 0.1. Render. But to see actually the size of this pattern, here set this to the color 500. Oh, I see this is smaller, this is better. 700, that's good. So I can take this one out. And now in the reflections, you will see that there is something happening. So if we set this actually to 0, we might see the bump mapping even better. So it's not just super smooth or super blurry, but it has a structure. If we want, we still can add 0.1 or 0.05 for the roughness to it. But at this point now, I would say we're pretty close to keep this done. And a roughness 0.3, maybe 0.2 for the for the specularity, so it's not super shiny. Also there we can actually do the same. So texture noise, I know that's maybe 1000. A bump, factor height there to there. Let's zoom in. I want to set this to 0 so I can see the pattern better. Strength 0.1. Oh, Yeah, that looks pretty good. 0.05. Still good. Roughness 0.2. Yeah, well, we can keep it that way to maybe make that a little bit better to see. We lower the scale. Slightly stretch, Shift A, input texture coordinate, and then I will use object. That actually changes the scale a little bit, and I might have to put in 1500. Whoops, 3000. Ooh, 5000. 8000. It's like a bidding war. Okay, yeah, this is better. Texture coordinate, an object basically that gives now the size and proportion of this object is being used to create this, how the scale will be applied to the object. Sounds cryptic, just take my word for it. I can explain this in a different video better. But I would say we have a pretty good representation of the stuff. The last thing to quickly do is maybe make a plate. Like we have two things there. So let's go to Blender. So 2 plates, I have them actually here in my hands. Let's use my caliper, quickly measure it. So 150. To do this really nice and quick, I built like a small asset. So T, 3D cursor, put this to there. Shift A, make me yeah, a UV sphere. Very good. So the UV sphere should have a radius of 150. So 150 divided by 2 is 75 millimeters. Yeah, very good. 32, let's make 64. 32, very good. Okay, and I go into edit mode, and we want to turn off the length stuff. Shaded mode, AA. I select the lower part, delete the edges. Hold Alt, or no, wait, let's do this. We press A, and then we go Shift D and escape, and then we scale this up a little bit. Move this up, and then we move it down. I just make a new collection so I can turn the kitchen off. So I just, as you can see, build a hollows object. Then select edge, Alt click on this edge, Shift Alt click this edge, press F. Oh no, not F, bridge. What? Outrageous. Okay, then we do it this way. U, press F, and then Alt click. It selects, as you can see, also these edges, which we deselect. Bridge still doesn't do it. Okay, F this. And press L to delete this. That's actually the way how it should work. I don't know why it doesn't work right now. Where is our solidify faces, edges? Mesh, solidify. I don't see it right now. Okay, let's do it this way. Solidify to the outside, 4 millimeters. Clink, clink, and apply. There, very good. Now we can go into edit mode back. For the outside, select maybe this loop, press E and Z, move this up, S and Z and 0 to straighten it. Here we have a small ball now. See, not too complicated. Maybe we can flatten this a little bit. Then shade smooth, modify bevel, only sharp edges by 1 millimeters and 10 steps. See, that rounds these parts, keeps the rest untouched. Very nice. Let's show the kitchen. There it is. Now we bring this one down. And to there. That should be, let's say, porcelain. Just kind of high glossy, not really rough. Shift D, make a copy, move it to there from a side view. We're rotating this. There, G and Y, and Y. Say like this, okay. And we know this is on some sort of a drying rack. Just make a simple block this sits on. So click, click, click. I just set the 3D cursor, make myself a plane in edit mode, edit it, G and Z, G and Z, G and Z, hold control, or G and Z, I just eyeball it there. Very good. Move it to there and there. And if you don't want to use the bevel modifier, we can actually use the bevel command. Which I'm going to do now. I'm selecting all this, Control B, move my mouse away, move the mouse wheel, and then say here 10.55. And then I select this upper edge with Alt, Control B, and very gentle. Fillet that, Control, right click, Shade Smooth. We can make this backsplash. Let's take a look. These fellas are too far away. So now we move them into position. Let's say like this, rotate them a little bit, show the brush. Okay. Let's take a look at the reference. They're further away and not intersecting with the brush. So you guys go to there. And maybe this whole thing goes a little bit to there. These two, maybe I rotate a little bit more. There. Okay. Render. And ladies and gentlemen, that was it. And when I figure out why this actually is bent so interestingly, I can let you know. Let's wait a second till it's done rendering. See, the reflections actually of the white on the gray with the bump mapping is pretty good. No, not too shabby.